In this week's Parsha Chayey, we read of Sarah's passing and her burial by Avraham. With this chapter closed, Avraham turns his attention to the future, the continuity of his family, and recognizes the need to arrange a marriage for his son Yitzchak. Yet Avraham is determined that Yitzchak should not marry just anyone, and certainly not a local woman from Canaan. He knows that from within his own family there are righteous women who could be fitting partners. After all, Avram did not emerge from a vacuum. His family too carries the potential to follow his path to God and to serve as beacons of kindness. There is, however, a challenge. Avram's family resides in Aram Naharaim, outside the land of Canaan, and Yitzchak may not leave the land. To resolve this, Avram entrusts his loyal servant with the mission of traveling there to find a suitable wife and bring her back to Yitzchak. Upon arriving at his destination, the servant devises a test, asking God for a sign to confirm his success. This raises a troubling question. The Torah explicitly forbids divination, seeking and acting upon signs, something that the Avot would not do. Was the servant's conduct asking for a sign truly appropriate? The Gemara in Ta'anit 4a teaches that Avram's servant did not act properly in requesting a sign. Nevertheless, for the sake of Yitzchak and the future of Israel, God ensured that Rivka appeared, a young woman of inner and outer beauty, and from Avram's own family. Sforno offers a nuanced perspective. He acknowledges that the servant's actions could indeed be classified as divination. Yet he explains the prohibition against divination stems from reliance on mazal, mere luck, rather than on God's providence. In this case, the Torah makes clear that the servant was not depending on chance. Before asking for a sign, he prayed to God. By praying first, he transformed the act, demonstrating his awareness that success depended entirely on divine guidance and not on fortune. Thus, according to Sforno, the servant's actions were permissible. Building upon Sforno, we can take the idea even further. Avram's servant was not relying on blind luck at all, but rather on careful reasoning and what we might call statistical probability. When he arrived at the city, he deliberately positioned himself in a place where Avram's family lived. Nahor and his descendants were prominent, likely among the leaders of the region, and from his vantage point on the outskirts of the city, he could observe who came and went. He could discern which families held wealth, influence, and stature, and it was from such circles that the girl he sought was most likely to emerge. Once he identified a promising candidate coming from that area to gather water, he devised a test that only someone from Avram's family could pass, for only they would embody the openness and kindness inherent in the household. In essence, the servant was saying to God, I have done all I can to maximize the odds of success. Now, please bless my efforts and guide me to the right one. It wasn't divination, but a prayer asking God to bless his efforts. We may not be prophets like Avraham, who heard God's voice directly. Yet, like Avram's servant, we can still engage in a form of dialogue with God. When we open our eyes and ears to the world around us, we begin to recognize how God responds to our prayers and needs through the circumstances he arranges and the people he places in our path. By listening carefully to these messages, we can better understand what he wants from us and how he guides our journey towards success. Shabbat Shalom.